Hello and welcome to Monkey Broadcast, a monthly review and discussion show with me, the Johnny Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader, desperately trying to calm his spike messages.
Yep, Sven's a very popular person. So, this is the month of July, the month the Americans celebrate their independence, and also this month me and Sven celebrate our birthdays.
Yay, anyone wants to send presents to the address I haven't even given out? It's in 18 days.
Well, it is at the time of this recording. By the time this comes up, it would have probably come and gone, and you guys are late.
So yes, we are totally scolding you for being future late in the future, despite us having recorded this in the past and asking you to send something in the future. Someone get Matt Smith in here. I just confused myself. Yeah,
on that time paradox, we better quickly move on to
Q&A!
This is where we provide answers to questions sent to us by our fans and subscribers. If you'd like us to answer your questions, please send them to us via YouTube PMs, leave a comment in this video, or head over to http://thejohnnymonkey.tumblr.com and click the Ask button to drop the question there. And this month we have two questions. Now, in a really shameless attempt at self-blogging, the first question comes from said blog. Unfortunately, it's from one of the bots on the website.
Okay, then.
Yeah, for some reason, Tumblr.com decided to send me this question.
What is your favourite inanimate object?
Bed?
You heard him, Sven. What is your favourite inanimate object? Go.
What the hell did I just In the words of Billy, well, I don't even know what I just said.
Okay, while Sven's slowly recovering the bits of his shattered brain,
What?
If I had to pick an inanimate object, I would say either games consoles or swords, because swords are nice.
My computer, I guess, but what the?
Okay.
We sent this by the support. We sent this by the Tumblr team. What?
It's a Tumblr robot. They send the questions out to everyone, most likely.
So everyone else has this question too.
Ben, don't make me slap you.
I give up. I no longer function.
Right.
Moving on before I fang-dang do this. Our next question comes from good old stalwart Roy Havenstone 2.
Have you seen any of the anime adaptations of games in the Tales of series, and if so, what are your thoughts on the ones you've seen?
Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. Now, if memory serves, anyone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, there are 4 adaptations. Fantasia, Eternia, Symphonia, and Abyss. Abyss I have not seen, which is unfortunate because that's the one everyone says good things about. And I've only seen the first episode of Fantasia and Eternia. Symphonia, me and Sven, when we were younger and when it was still okay to post copyrighted material on YouTube, we kept trading episodes back and forth to each other with the Symphonia OVA.
Yeah, but it's been so long for me that I barely remember anything about it, except the animation was good.
Yeah, that's the best I can say about it from memory. The animation was good, and I think it managed to get the story down to a reasonable pace. I mean, yeah, a lot was cut, and the whole Journey of the Chosen part was basically just a montage between temples. I think my only complaint of it in hindsight was that it kind of took a lot of the humour out and made itself a bit too serious, apart from one obligatory ruin mode rain scene, but...
Yeah, because you cannot have Tales of Symphonia without Ruin Mode Rain.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you could say if you deleted Ruin Mode Rain, you'd ruin it.
That's what we like to call big damage.
I laugh like the Joker, and Jonin slowly dies the pun.
Yes, Eternia, from what I remember of it, again, it's been a long time since I've seen it, and even then it was only the first episode, but from what I remember, it was actually pretty good. It got the spirit of both the characters and the general lighthearted feel of the story right. I mean, yeah, Farah was a little bit more aggressive than usual, but apart from that, it was all pretty good. The only problem with it was, basically, it's filler. It's a filler arc that you could insert into the RPG. It basically says, yes, there is a greater plot going on about two worlds about to collide into each other, and we should be on the way to collecting the Light Spirit, which is the last spirit you have to collect before you move on to Act 2 in Tales of Eternia. But we're just going to insert this random adventure here because some assassins decide to attack, and there's another bigger conspiracy going on, which, yeah. Basically, it's your typical anime filler arc, so yeah, it would have been nicer to see a fun little Jordan folding characters in full animation, but at the same time, I know the story is going to have little to no consequence, so...
Yeah, so, it's a filler arc.
Pretty much, yeah.
At least it's better than Bleach's filler arcs.
I can't remember most of the Bleach filler arcs, but yeah, I don't remember them being that good.
Well, I can tell you this much. Each and every last one was pointless. Even the best of them, which was the Zanto arc, still totally pointless. It went on way too long, detracted from us hearing any of the funky voices they gave people. And furthermore, I'm not sure if this applies to Naruto at all, but damn are those filler arcs they put into Bleach long. It's not just like 6 episodes of filler, it's a whole friggin' arc.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it was particularly bad for Naruto as well, especially before the time skip.
Well, at least the arcs were shorter, except the Land of Waves arc, but I didn't mind that so much for obvious reasons.
Is that the one that featured Anko? Or...
Yes, because god damn it, if the mug is not gonna feature her at all and just curb stomp her when she does appear, I'll take filler any day of the week.
Oh jeez, but we're getting slightly off topic as there is one last show I have to talk about, which I have seen, and unfortunately I don't have a very positive opinion on. Fantasia's OVA. Fantasia.
What did they do?
Well, I can sum up the basic problem. The animation was good, but they decided to squeeze the entirety of Fantasia into 4 episodes, which might have been okay, except for the way they cut it. To explain what this is like, I am just going to use a different game as an example. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, because I know me and Sven have both played that game, and if these same people were going to do Path of Radiance the same way, this is what they would probably do. They would probably start it from Gawain's death scene. They would have Ike entering the body and say, "No, don't leave me, father," etc. And they would then resume the plot when our heroes arrive in Benyon.
I can think of nothing to say to that, but what?
Yeah, what happens is, basically, in the first episode, in the first 10 minutes of the episode, they started one of the biggest plot moments, and then cut forward, if not a third, at the very least a quarter of the game's plot, and just dumps you in the middle of when the big action starts, and it spends the next 5 minutes desperately shoving in as much exposition as they can in such a forced manner. It's just insane.
That's just bad.
And it starts getting into points where it doesn't make any sense. Like, in the original, it's not that much of a big spoiler for Fantasia, but the plot basically starts off with, there's this monstrous being named Deos who is released by a bunch of, well, idiots. And in order to stop Deos, this guy named Morrison sends the two main protagonists, Cress and Mint, back in time, and he tells them, find people who have the power to defeat Deos. And then they go on a brief adventure, adapting to the new time, and then they find 2 characters named Archie, Crane, and Klaus, who are both users in magic, which are both arts that have died out in Cress and Mint's time, hence why they can defeat Deos. In the anime, Morris, for some reason, goes, go to the past. Find Klaus Lester and Archie Crane. They are the only ones who can save us from Deos. And I don't know.
Help us, Lester. You're our only hope.
Pretty much. It's like... It's just unbelievably specific, especially considering they weren't involved in the original seeding of Deos, so I don't...
So how the hell would he know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, that's mainly the reason why I just couldn't stand the anime, because it was so much forced exposition in the first 20 minutes, and it just horribly butchered the story to the point where the only reason I knew what was going on was because I had actually played the game beforehand. If you hadn't, God, I feel sorry for you. That's pretty much the summary. Fantasia, Crab, Eternia, pretty good for filler. Symphonia, really good but a little too serious. And Abyss, really do want to check out, but I don't know how I can legally. And so...
Clearly what you need to do is hop on the wheel of time and go back to when YouTube didn't blow.
Please don't take us down.
You heard me, YouTube, you suck.
I repeat, please don't take us down.
You suck like One Piece fans.
Sven, if you keep this up, I am going to have someone with tranquilizer darts over there. So on that note, we desperately move on to the next section.
Quickfire reviews!
Once again, me and Sven don't have anything we want to review in depth, so instead, it's time for us to review everything we've read, watched or played within the maximum time limit of 60 seconds. Although recently we've been adding long discussions onto them, but sod it, our show, our rules. Anyway.
Well, technically we're still within the bounds of what we define this segment as. Our reviews are 60 seconds long or less.
Alrighty then. Okay, so while Sven prepares his review, I'll go first with two quick ones.
First of all, History Repeated, the new album by the Megas, who, for those of you who don't know, make absolutely excellent Mega Man covers. This album's no exception, mostly focusing on songs from Mega Man 3, and frankly, it's freaking awesome. Some of my favourite Mega Man 3 songs have been made into even greater songs, my own personal favourites being I Want to Be the One to Once You Die, Gamma Unchained, and History Repeating, aka One Last Time. In short, awesome, download it from their website now.
I probably would do that because I like the Megas.
The summer season of anime is starting, so I'm currently checking out a load of titles, and at the moment I've only watched two new things. First of all, Total Eclipse, which has the generic premise of people in mechas trying to stop an alien invasion, which is alright as it carries it out in a very somber way, and it's actually kind of interesting. The only thing that kind of detracts from it is the uniform design is a little bit shameless for the female characters.
Oh, that would be really distracting for me because lately I've been getting a bit more vocal about my opinions on that.
Yeah, I'll get onto that in a little bit.
And next, La Storia della Arcana Famiglia.
Nice Italian.
It's a quick series about what is basically superpowered vigilante monsters, with the main character being a woman who her father is selling off in a tournament, which is actually kind of odd. Okay, so far, trying to see where it goes.
Well, the premise sounds awesome. Aside from that father selling his daughter into tournament thing, superpowered monster vigilante, oh, that's awesome.
Pretty much. They say there's going to be a big tournament to decide who's going to be the new godfather, essentially. But unfortunately, he's also put up his daughter as one of the prizes, and so it's heavily implied she's going to enter the tournament for her freedom, etc. So...
Freedom! That was a horrible attempt to quote Braveheart.
Yeah. A couple more I'll be looking at, which I'll go into more detail next month, although... Also, going back to Tokyo Eclipse, the reason why I say the uniform design is shameless is because, okay, basically the first episode focuses around this military academy which is training these young girls in the pilot mechas, including the main character, and whenever they get into these mechas, they have to wear what is, I think they're called battle enhancement suits or something, but the reason I say they're so shameless is because technically it's just like a catsuit with bits of armor on it, which would be fine if the armor didn't cover everything except for the breasts and the navel, and in fact it shapes around it in such a way that it's practically presenting them as targets, frankly.
Wow. That's combat and practicality taken to a whole new level.
That's the whole thing. It's kind of shameless and kind of irritating, since otherwise it had been taking itself pretty seriously and was a somber piece, considering that Japan is one of the last free nations left, and the episode ends with them pretty much being completely annihilated.
So, basically, it's fan service XCOM. Awesome.
And what's even more annoying is that it's only actually called out in the show once, and it's only them saying embarrassing that it's quickly shot down.
You know what? I'm not even going to question it. It's anime. It's applying logic to anime. What are you going to do?
Well, I kind of wish they would stop doing it. There are better places you can get that kind of thing. You don't need to shove it into the middle of war stories. But anyway,
yeah, if you want titillation, you can just go to Bleach.
bad too.